Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. I hope everyone who's watching this video is safe, healthy, and your family members are. And if you happen to get sick and get COVID-19, I hope you're in the group, the majority, as I think I was, 80%, that have what are known as mild symptoms. And some of these mild symptoms really aren't all that mild. So I didn't get any kind of serum test, a test for the presence of antibodies. I don't even know if they're available yet, but I definitely want to get some because now, after seeing more information get out to the public about the various kinds of symptoms that people have when they have COVID-19, I'm pretty sure, like 95% sure, I had it back in late February and early March. And you guys might remember this video that I put out, at least I finished making it on February 23rd, and as you can see, I am a little bit sick. Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan and also a candidate for Long Beach City Council District 2. For this video, there's going to be pretty much nothing about veganism, so if that's what you're here for, just come back next time. And by the way, I have a little cold, so bear with me here. So kind of put ourselves back in the mindset of February 23rd back then. There really wasn't the concern then as there is now for COVID-19 here in the United States. It was something that was just barely just making it here, is primarily what we thought a Korean and Chinese Wuhan province situation. So I didn't really think I had it, even on the back of my mind. I wondered. And the only symptoms that were really being discussed here in the United States at the time, the information from, like, say, the CDC, were a dry cough, which I did have. I thought it was weird. I was getting a bunch of weird mucus and stuff. A fever, which Angie did mention that she felt me feverish like for 1 or 2 evenings, touch my face. We don't have a thermometer here. And shortness of breath, which I didn't have. However, as time went on, more information came about other less common symptoms that people have, such as sore throat, which I didn't really have too much, even though I kind of lost my voice there, as you heard. Muscle and body aches, which we'll talk more about in a moment, because I definitely had a lot of that. Gastrointestinal symptoms, including diarrhea, and maybe Angie will make a video because she definitely had some symptoms like that about a week or so after I got mine, so I probably got her sick. And a lot of you guys have mentioned that you've experienced a temporary loss of taste and smell. So yes, as more and more people came down with COVID-19 here in the United States, more information about these less common symptoms became more popularized or published in the mainstream media, and that's when I started realizing I probably had COVID-19. For instance, here, there's this article on Healthline which discusses what it's like to have a mild version of COVID-19. And notice how they have the word mild in quotes, because these mild versions are not always quite so mild. So according to this article, and this data is backed up by the WHO and CDC, that approximately 80% of people who get the COVID-19 virus have a mild case of it, as I did. But this can still pose a lot of problems to other people, because before you even know that you have COVID-19, before you have any symptoms, odds are you have spread it to 3 other people, possibly more, according to some new studies I just read. And if those people happen to be over the age of 70, there's approximately an 8% chance that they could die from it. And this Healthline article goes on to chronicle the experiences of several people who had mild cases of COVID-19. And when I read this, I was pretty sure this is what I had. The early symptoms were a cough, a non-phlegmy cough, a dry cough, and some extreme fatigue. And at first I thought, okay, I just had some kind of cold, because when you get some kind of cold or flu, you don't feel energetic. So I felt, okay, I have about maybe like 70% of my normal energy. So I tried to carry on my life as normal, but I should have paid more attention to that. This fatigue was a little bit different from what I was used to feeling from other colds and flus. Then I started seeing other articles that combined my symptoms of fatigue with muscle aches and chills. And I remember distinctly feeling more sore than normal. Yes, I go to the gym, I work out, I'm sore from that, but it was another layer of muscle soreness on top of that. So yeah, those symptoms and the fever, the cough went away pretty quickly, but that you heard my weird sore throat that lasted for many days. And another odd feature that I remember was that this illness, this cold, whatever it was, lingered. It just lasted a long time. I was sick. I was just waiting for it to go away. I just felt fatigued for 2 weeks. That was horrible. Just every day thinking it's going to be better, and the next day I feel even maybe a little more tired, not necessarily better. But after around 2 weeks, it pretty much went away. I felt pretty good for the first maybe 6-7 days of March. And then I had another relapse, just one random day. The day after we sprung forward, I know that affects us, but I got some more chills, more headache and fatigue. I remember I was out with Angie, and it was just a horrible day. I just wanted to get back home and go to sleep. Fortunately, maybe 4 or 5 days after that, everything seemed to go away. So all in all, it lasted around maybe 3 weeks, maybe even a little bit longer than that. I didn't write it all down. So this is one of the weirdest colds I ever had in my life. And it just didn't seem right. And after reading articles like the ones I showed you here and others, that's why I'm pretty convinced I probably had a mild case of COVID-19. And I just feel so grateful that I didn't go visit my parents during that period, because my mom she's in a high-risk group. She's over the age of 80 and with some underlying health conditions, and I could have easily gone to see them at a birthday party that was in late February that I declined to go to. Thankfully, I was really busy with my political campaign. I just didn't want to take a day away from that. And that could have been a life-saving decision right then. Who knows? But yeah, so what do you guys think? Also, I want to point out, some of you guys might want to ask me, did I get tested at all? Did I get a test to see if I was sick at the time? And as you probably know, tests were not and still are not that widely available, particularly at the end of February, early March. There was pretty much no testing here in Long Beach. I know there were some people that were tested here in Long Beach who tested positive, but there was maybe 10 times the amount of people who weren't able to get tested, and they just had them as probable. I may have been one of those if I had reported what I had to our local authorities here. But anyway, that's why I didn't get a test. It just wasn't really practical. And like I said, I'm waiting for the serum test to come out to test for antibodies to see if I had it or not. So I think that's all I got to say about this. If you have any other things you want to add, leave your questions and comments down below. I ask you, please don't leave any conspiracy theory type comments down below. So not going to have that. I'll just delete that, please. So be respectful. This is a disease, a virus that could, kill your parents. And even younger people are being hospitalized too. Check the stats on that. So stay safe and do everything you can to keep your family safe, particularly our older friends and relatives. So hit like, share this video, get the information out there. And as always, I like to say, just let's eat vegan. Let's keep vegan. It keeps us nice and healthy.